Hello everyone, I welcome you all on Knowledge Valley YouTube channel. This video is continuation of our ongoing vision discussion session, and in this video we are going to discuss Science and Technology section of April 2020. So we'll move forward towards our topic. So first article is BCG vaccine and COVID-19. So why it is in news? So researchers across the world are testing the Bacillus calmette guerin, that is BCG, vaccine against the novel coronavirus disease, that is COVID-19. We all know that all over the world scientists are practicing trial and error method to fight against the COVID, and this initiative is one of it, where BCG, which is basically a antibacterial vaccine, is being used to fight against COVID-19. We'll move ahead and see more on news. So epidemiological data on coronavirus found that countries that do not routinely immunize children against TB have more COVID-19 cases. These countries include the US, Netherlands, Italy and Spain. Basically, what do you mean by epidemiological? So epidemiology is a branch of medical science which deals with incidence, distribution and spread of diseases, and it is study related to health. Okay, so the study however is yet to be peer reviewed, and there does not appear to be a direct evidence that a vaccine against a bacterial disease will work against viral infections. So as we discussed earlier also, that BCG is basically a antibacterial vaccine which is going to use against a COVID-19 virus. So but obvious, antibacterial vaccine is not as good as against a virus. Okay, and it is showing that the countries in which the children are not being vaccinated against the TB, means BCG vaccines, are showing the more chances of COVID-19 cases. Okay, so the WHO also does not recommend the BCG vaccines for prevention of COVID-19. Now we'll move ahead and see about BCG vaccines. So the BCG vaccine was developed in 1921 in France to be used against the tuberculosis. Okay, it is composed of a live weakened strain of the bacterium Mycobacterium bovis, causative agent of tuberculosis in cattle, which related to Mycobacterium tuberculosis, the bacteria which causes tuberculosis in human. Okay, so if someone asks you which bacteria causes TB in human, so it is Mycobacterium tuberculosis, but in case of a cattle it is a Mycobacterium bovis. Okay, the vaccine provoked the body to develop antibodies to attack TB bacteria, thus creating an adaptive immune response like other vaccines. Okay, and whenever we give a vaccine, keep in mind we give a live and weakened strain, so that body automatically develop antibodies against that specific bacteria. Okay, now however, unlike the other vaccine, BCG vaccine may also boost the innate immune system, that is first line defense, that keep a variety of pathogens from entering the body to form establishing an infection. Okay, the efficiency rate of vaccine is around 60%, and the result also vary between countries. Okay, so what is the efficiency of the vaccine? It is approximately 60%, and it vary again from country to country. Okay, globally the practice is to administer it to children below 1 year of age, as most children acquire natural clinical or subclinical tuberculosis infection by the age of 1 year. This too protects against severe forms of childhood tuberculosis, example TB, meningitis and military diseases. Okay, so keep in mind that the BCG vaccines are mostly given from under the 1 year age. Okay, next, in India, BCG vaccine was first introduced in 1948 and was then made a part of universal immunization program and administered to millions of children at the birth or soon after it. Okay, as soon as the baby born, will try to give him or her the BCG vaccine so that it immunize against the TB. Okay, now BCG vaccine has proved quite effective against the SARS infection also. Recent studies shows that it is effective in controlling blood sugar in people with diabetes type 1 and maintain better sugar levels for the next 5 years. It has also been found effective as bladder cancer therapy and increasing survival of low birth weight children. Okay, so here basically they have given the benefits of BCG vaccines. Okay, so BCG vaccine proved quite effective against the SARS infection. Now, what is the SARS infection? Now, in the current scenario, we are talking about COVID-19 virus. So basically, COVID-19 virus is an updated version of a SARS. Okay, severe acute respiratory system syndrome. It's a SARS full form. Okay, as well as BCG vaccine is also effective in controlling blood sugar, and specifically diabetes type 1 patients shows a positive result if they are dotted with BCG vaccines, as well as it is maintained the better sugar level for the next 5 years also. Although effective, it means BCG is also effective as bladder cancer therapy and increasing survival of low birth weight children. Okay, so what we have seen up till now, so basically first we saw that BCG vaccine is using against COVID-19 as a trial and error basis. Okay, then we saw about the BCG vaccine. So basically BCG is used against the TB. Okay, if TB in human, then the in human basically it caused due to Mycobacterium tuberculosis, whereas in case of cattle it happened due to Mycobacterium bovis. Okay, then we'll see its efficiency rate. It is approximately 60%, but it varies from country to country. Okay, and mostly the vaccine was given under the age of 1 year. Okay, when child borns, and doctors try to give this BCG vaccine as soon as possible. Okay, then we'll move forward. We look about the universal immunization program. So immunization program in India was introduced in 1978 as expanded program of immunization, that is EPI, by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. So we have to keep in mind that immunization program is under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Okay, and it has been started from 1978. In 1985, the program was modified as Universal Immunization Program to be implemented in phased manner to cover all districts in the country by 1989 to 90, with the one of the largest health program in the world. Under Universal Immunization Program, free vaccines are provided to infant, children and pregnant women against 12 life-threatening diseases. I would suggest you to keep in mind all these diseases. Okay, so those diseases are tuberculosis, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, polio, hepatitis B, pneumonia and meningitis due to Haemophilus influenza type B, that is HIB, measles, rubella, Japanese encephalitis and rotavirus diarrhea. Rubella, Japanese encephalitis and rotavirus vaccine is select states and district. Okay, so here we have seen about the universal immunization program. Now again I will repeat the benefits of BCG vaccines. Okay, so BCG was proven its effectiveness against SARS infection also, as well as it is effective to controlling blood sugar and specifically in diabetes type 1, as well as it is useful to maintain the sugar level for next 5 years. Okay, and it is effective as bladder cancer therapy and increasing survival of low birth weight children. UPSC may ask about the uses of BCG vaccine or its efficiency. Okay, now we'll move forward and see that immunization and types of immunity. So immunity to a disease is achieved through the presence of antibodies to that disease in a person's system. Antibodies are proteins produced by the body. Remember this, antibodies are proteins produced by the body to neutralize or destroy toxins or diseases carrying organisms. Antibodies are disease specific. For example, measles antibody will protect a person who is exposed to measles disease, but will have no effect if he or she is exposed to mumps. Okay, so antibodies are specific for a specific disease. Immunization is the process whereby a person is made immune or resistant to an infectious disease, typically by the administration of a vaccine. Immunization introduces antigens or weakened pathogens to a person in such a way that the individual does not become sick but still produces antibodies. Because the body saves copies of the antibodies, it is protected if the threat should reappear later in life. Same thing is happen in case of polio also. Okay, दो बूंद जिंदगी के. So the strains of weakened polio viruses is fed to the babies so that the body of a baby can produce antibodies, and in the future when if the polio virus is attacked on a body, then body itself having the copies of these antibodies. Okay, so in the future whenever this attack happen, body itself protect it. Now we'll move forward. There are mainly two types of immunity in humans. First is natural or innate immunity. Innate immunity is something already present in the body and refers to non-specific defense mechanisms that come into play immediately or within hours of an antigens appear in the body. Okay, this mechanism include physical barriers such as skin, chemicals in the blood, and immune system cells that attack foreign cells in the body. Whereas the second type of immunity in human is acquired or adaptive immunity. It is of two types. First is active immunity and second is passive immunity. So first we'll see the active immunity. So immunity acquired by exposure to disease or by vaccines or by vaccinations. Either way, if an immune person come into contact with the disease in the future, their immune system will recognize it and immediately produce the antibodies needed to fight it. Okay. Second is active immunity takes time, means usually several weeks to develop, but is long lasting. So it is the benefits of active immunity. Okay. Next we'll see the passive immunity. So immunity acquired when a person is given antibodies to a disease rather than producing them through his or her own immune system. Means if the antibodies produces into the human body, okay, it is called active immunity. But when antibodies supplies from outside to the human body, then it is called a passive immunity. Okay. A newborn baby acquires passive immunity from its mother through the placenta. A person can also get passive immunity through antibody containing blood products such as immune globulin or plasma, which may be given when immediate protection from a specific disease is needed. Next, major advantage of passive immunity is that protection is immediate, but it lasts only for a few weeks or months. Okay, whereas we have seen in active immunity that it is a long lasting immunity, whereas in a passive immunity, when we supply antibodies from outside, it lasts for a few months. After that, body is again prone for the disease attack. Okay, the convalescent plasma therapy, currently identified as a potential treatment for COVID-19, is a way of developing passive immunity in COVID-19 patients. So this is our article about the BCG vaccine and COVID-19. Okay, so we have seen that recently scientists are using BCG vaccine against COVID-19. Then we'll see about the BCG vaccine. Then we saw the universal immunization program. After that, we have went through immunization and types of immunity. Okay, then we saw the two types of immunity, that is active immunity and passive immunity. So this is all about this article. We'll move to the next article. So our next article is Indian Initiative on Earth Biogenome Sequencing. So why in the news? Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanic Garden and Research Institute is selected to take a part in Indian Initiative on Earth Biogenome Sequencing. So Indian Initiative on Earth Biogenome Sequencing is not a new project. It was launched in 2018. We will see about it, but first we'll see about the Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanical Garden and Research Institute. So it is an autonomous research and development organization set up in 1979 in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. It is recognized as a national center of excellence in ex situ conservation and sustainable utilization of tropical plant diversity. We'll see more on news. So, Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanical Garden and Research Institute is selected as one of the Biological Knowledge and Resource Center for the IIEBS, that is Indian Initiative on Earth Biogenome Sequencing. Department of Biotechnology has allotted rupees 143.89 lakh for JNTB-GRI to take up the project. Okay, about Indian Initiative on Earth Biogenome Sequencing. So this project aims to decode the genetic information of all known species of plants and animals in the country. They are focusing on plant and animals. Okay, so decode the genetic information of all known specific species of plant and animals. National Institute of Plant Genome Research in New Delhi is the coordinating center involving a total of 24 institutes. Okay, so who is the coordinating center? So the National Institute of Plant Genome Research, New Delhi. Okay, whole genome sequencing of 1000 species of plant and animals will be taken up in the initial phase of IIEBS to be completed over a period of 5 years at estimate cost of rupees 440 crore. Okay, next is the project is a part of the Earth Biogenome Project. Okay, so basically they are focusing on animal and plants species. Okay, and more specific focus is on 1000 species of plant and animals in an initial phase of period of 5 years. Okay, this project is a part of Earth Biogenome Project. Okay, now what is the significance of this project? So the project will enable collection and preservation of endangered and economically important species. The decoded genetic information will also be a useful tool to prevent biopiracy. Now what do you mean by biopiracy? So biopiracy is the exploitative use of genetic code of plants and animals without compensating the countries from which the material or relevant knowledge is obtained. Okay, so it is also a kind of IPR. Next, India's participation in the EBP would provide a boost for the field of genomics and bioinformatics within the country. Okay, Now we'll see about the Earth Biogenome Project. So, as I told you, it was launched. It is a global effort and it was launched in 2018, involving scientific partners and funders from around the globe. It aims to sequence, catalog, and characterize genomes of all of Earth's eukaryotic biodiversity over a period of 10 years. Now, what do you mean by eukaryotics? So, eukaryotic organisms are those whose cell contains a nucleus and organelles and are enclosed by a plasma membrane. Okay, remember this. Eukaryotic organisms are those whose cell contain a nucleus and organelles and are enclosed by a plasma membrane. It includes protozoa, fungi, plants and animals. Okay, now opposite to eukaryotics, it's prokaryotic. So prokaryotic cells are cells that do not have a true nucleus or membrane bounded organelles. Okay, so we have to keep in mind the difference between the eukaryotic and prokaryotics. Okay, so eukaryotic organism has a nucleus as well as organelles, but on the opposite side, eukaryotic cell do not have a true nucleus or membrane bounded organelles. Okay, examples of eukaryotics are protozoa, fungi, plant and animals, whereas example of prokaryotics are bacteria. Okay, now we'll come again on the Earth Genome Project. So what is the vision of it? Create a new foundation for biology to drive solution for preserving biodiversity and sustaining human society. Okay, means in the future if something happened to any species of a plant or animal, then we'll have that sequence of a genome through which we can reproduce or recreate that specific creature. Okay, so now we'll see about the genome sequencing. So a genome is an organism complete set of deoxyribonucleic acid, means DNA. Okay, so genome is a organism's complete set of DNA. Sequencing a genome means deciphering the exact order of base pair in an organism. Basically we know that DNA having that ACGT, means adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine sequencing. Okay, and each and every animal or plant species having a specific sequence of DNA pairs, okay, or DNA bonds. So in this genome sequencing we uncurl that DNA and sequence their proteins and try to store them. The way these base pairs are arranged or variations and mutations in their pattern can provide clues about the individual's health or ill health, inherited or acquired. Okay, so this is all about the Indian initiative on Earth Biogenome Sequencing. Okay, so we have seen that Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanical Garden and Research Institute is selected to take a part in Indian initiative on Earth Genome Sequencing. Okay, we have seen about the what is the genome sequencing. Then we'll see we saw the significance of the project. Okay, we saw about the Earth Genome Project which was launched in 2018, and its basic aim is to sequence at least 1000 species within the time frame of 5 years. Okay, so this is the basic aim of Indian initiative on Earth Biogenome Sequencing. Okay, and the National Institute of Plant Genome Research, New Delhi, is selected as a coordinating center. Okay, and then we saw about the eukaryotic difference between eukaryotic organisms and prokaryotic organisms. We have to keep this in mind, that eukaryotic organisms are organisms that whose cells contain the nucleus and organelles, whereas prokaryotic cells do not has true nucleus or membrane. Okay, and then examples of eukaryotic and examples of prokaryotic. So this is all about this article.